put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. I'm Julien Skeete here with you this morning, and indeed we want to say thank you, those of you that continue to choose us here. We're just at about 7:35 a.m. on this Tuesday morning, and as we continue to give thanks indeed, we want to remind you and to connect with some of our viewers on the outside there. I see we have in the mix Papa Kosa. I hope I got the pronunciation right. Hello, watching live from Ghana. We have as well Andre McSween on with us this morning. Pearl Murray Beard, good morning to you. Makaya Bacchus, Brenda Campbell, Lisel James, Renrick Job as well on with us. Marilyn Spence, Jofi, Lavian Ashby Cupid. Good morning to each and every one of you continuing to connect with us here on the Tobago Updates morning show. At this point, viewers, we're heading on into our next interview this morning, and we have on with us Dr. Andre Phillips, founder and chairman of the Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network. And this morning we're speaking about the premiere that takes place on Christmas Day. Good morning to you and welcome, Dr. Andre Phillips. That's a different swing to it compared to when we spoke up to a few years ago.
Yes.
Good morning and welcome to you.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to you, the rest of the staff here, and all of the viewers in Tobago and across the globe.
So we want to firstly start off by getting into a little bit about the history of the Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network. Okay. Tell us about this organization.
All right. So Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network was incorporated in Trinidad and Tobago in 2021. And we've been operating for 2 years. It's an organization that is an NGO, non-profit, and it serves the role of performing services that would encourage a greater rapport between the diaspora or migrants and their families abroad and the needs of Trinidad and Tobago. The key focus is that we use a work model of research, recognize, and engage. So under each of those portfolios, we have a body of work that we pursue. The organization is responsible for launching the first Diaspora Homecoming 2022, which was held in Tobago. And that was the event that was done in a time to commemorate the 60th anniversary of independence. So all that you are seeing with this effort is to recognize the patriotic role of our people who are abroad and get them to be involved in projects that will support. So in the time of the homecoming, we had medical outreach events that were going on in Trinidad and Tobago over a 1 week period. We had a diaspora conference, which was hybrid. It was because it was still COVID. We were now coming out of COVID. It was largely hybrid, with more people being virtual than in attendance. And we had also a cultural showcase where we gave a snapshot of the Tobago culture, Trinidad and Tobago culture, and that event was held at Mount Irving Hotel. For 2024, we are going to be doing our Diaspora Homecoming program in San Fernando.
Oh.
And that is going to have the second biennial Diaspora Conference. That is a 2-day event. It is also going to have the first time Diaspora Patriots Awards dinner. And in this occasion, the intention would be to recognize the different diaspora associations all over North America who have been linking with us and who have been doing their patriotic work for Trinidad and Tobago over the years. So some of them are in Toronto. You have a couple in Phoenix, New York, and Florida.
So what I just want to ensure, for the benefit of our viewers and listeners, the idea behind the Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network is really connecting with those TNT citizens that reside anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Largely, the bulk of our people are in North America, right? You have probably USA. Then we have Canada and UK. As a matter of fact, I would want to say that during COVID, we were able to get very clear information of what kind of population we have outside. Because in that period, the then Minister of National Security, when he was closing the border, indicated that there were over 300,000 TNT nationals domiciled outside. Yeah.
So very, very interesting indeed. And we spoke and you referenced, and I really want to say commendations with that ability to be able to bring together. And I recall particularly the promotions with regards to homecoming, that took place, and bringing together persons far and wide. So then we dive now into the 2023 project. This film premiere. I want you to start by giving us a little insight into the inspiration behind trying to use, or deciding rather, to use film and video as part of conveying that message and sharing that information and educating and informing.
In 2021, very early in 2021, I was awarded my Doctor of Business Administration degree from UWI. And I decided on a postdoctoral project that would include the research I did back in 2018 for understanding the diaspora and its contribution to Trinidad and Tobago. And so in that regard, I decided I would use some of the research material I had, deepen it to get the more current information, and produce a film that would recognize their contribution. So the two portfolios are at work there: research and recognize the contributions. So the film was produced with that in mind, and the body of research, the contacts and so on, were gathered from that exercise and increased and improved, but relations with the embassies and consulates abroad to find out who are the people that have been doing things, and then validate them on the ground. So this first effort is a comprehensive exercise on Tobago. They're giving back since 1962, when we became independent. So 60 years of giving back is being seen in this film. The areas that it covers would include social contributions, cultural contributions, business investments, and educational in a specific way. As a matter of fact, the reason why I decided to seek to get your involvement and start the program in Tobago, the first screening in Tobago, I'm very joyous. I'm trying to keep the lid on my excitement, but it's because the population has always been aware of the barrels of goodwill that will come at Christmas time from our families abroad. So when you have this kind of appreciation that your family outside would have been sending you over the years, barrels, and you could decorate your place, have a lot of food and so on, that would come from your family members, it was a right place, because we said, here is the evidence of the diaspora moving from providing barrels of goodwill, barrels of substance and so on, to being able to highlight their work across the different areas that I've mentioned, and not only in Christmas time, but all through the year, the calendar, they do their work. So that is one of the key things that has driven the idea to start now.
Excellent. So just to give a little sneak peek, the film will seek to capture and highlight. Give me a little idea. What can we expect in terms of this production that we can look forward to on Christmas Day?
All right. It's 72 minutes long. It is a project that was supported by the efforts of DNF Films. That's Errol Fabian. He is the person that was the editor of the whole series of interviews. And it starts with a look at the contribution of the man by the name of Dr. Sylvan Bowles, a Bethel boy who has been responsible for providing scholarships to Tobago students since 1938. This is 85 years of his support for people who are pursuing education. So we are looking at that, and there would be feedback from persons who have benefited from his work. And through the film, you would find there are stories, and then there are people who would comment on the benefits, right? Recipients. So you have the sports as well. We have an interview with a guy who's assisted Tobago in sports, especially lawn tennis. You have a program focused on the medical outreach that has been done over the years. That has been constant, and a lot of heroes, unsung heroes in that area, dating back to the 1970s, because it's kind of like a chronicle. It's 60s, 70s, 80s, how people from the diaspora have invested their energy and resources in Tobago over a range of opportunities, support service areas.
All right, excellent indeed. Really giving us that kind of broad perspective. And it gives you that excitement as you're looking forward to the amount of knowledge and information. And that's one of the things I want to commend you on, Dr. Andre Phillips. From as early as I have interacted with you in earlier years, you're always about conveying and getting that information and knowledge there on the outside. But viewers, we want you to stay tuned, stay connected. We're going to be continuing when we return from the break with Dr. Andre Phillips. And so at this point, we remind you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back. Yes, good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. I'm Julien Skeete, and we're just at about 7:49 a.m. this morning as we continue the conversation with Dr. Andre Phillips. And just as you saw there in the last ad, he's the founder and chairman of the Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network, and we're speaking about the film premiere that happens here on Tobago Updates on Christmas Day. All right, we were just about having the conversation, giving a clear sense in relation to what's going to be taking place on Christmas Day, and some levels of focus within the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago in relation to those coming out of Tobago, but really having that kind of national impact. Tell us a little bit, based on the span and the extent of your organization, about the element of also seeking to eventually produce and highlight those out of Trinidad.
All right, so the effort to get the chronicle of the contributions out of Trinidad is an ongoing work. We would also want to ensure when we take the material, we get people who are able to validate what these contributions were like at an island level because of the size of the district. But that is one of the things that is still ongoing, and that would be version 2 or the second edition, to produce a program that is focused on the Trinidad contribution. But Tobago, I have been doing Tobago's work in informal way over the years, because I've always been focused on what our migrants have contributed to Trinidad and Tobago. So because I am myself able to identify with migrants, family members in the UK and Canada and the USA, I've had that kind of understanding. So the work for Trinidad is going to continue, and hopefully by the third quarter of next year, we will be able to produce it. I also want to say significant thanks to the Sports and Culture Fund that has contributed to the production we have done so far. Got us some support also from the Central Administrative Services cast in Tobago. So they have added resources to help finish this product that we have shared with the population. It's important to also say that the program was first screened overseas at the Consulate General in Toronto.
Right.
And this is because we have, at this time, a TDON chapter in Toronto, in Canada, but the director is in Toronto. And because they are now moving apace to put things in place to have Canadian representation at the Diaspora Homecoming next year, there's an energy that we want to ride on, you know, in terms of what is happening in Canada.
Definitely. All right. So before we close this morning's interview, what would you like to share out there as your reminder, or to urge those who are tuned in and definitely looking forward on Christmas Day for the premiere of this film?
Well, I want all the viewers who are local and international to know that they should commit themselves to seeing it as an opportunity to, especially those outside, to get themselves featured for their giving back, to share what they've been doing with us in the organization so we could send their programs out. It is important for me to say that this first effort is kind of like a broad tapestry, but we are going to pull some more specifics and deepen the research to have short films coming out on some of the activities that are highlighted in the film, especially Dr. Sylvan Bowles, who, as I said, has been dead for 60 years, but his trust has continued to support Tobago. It has been very much important to look at that film and see the kind of effort a single man has done in respect of Tobago. So they have individuals performing their services and they have groups. But indeed, Sylvan Bowles is a cut above the rest nationally. He is also a holder of TNT, the Trinity Cross, which was once the highest award. It was renamed, but when it was the Trinity Cross, he was awarded that posthumously for his tremendous philanthropic work to Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to quickly say that the program will be screening on Win Caribbean TV on Christmas Day. That is in Toronto. So it is screened here on Christmas Day, and you all will provide the times and the program as well. And it is going to be screened in the morning and in the evening on Win Caribbean channel on Rogers and Bell in Toronto. And this is the kind of outreach we would be deepening to have programs with people on the outside across film, media, and business enterprises, among other things.
All right, excellent. And we're able to confirm with you, viewers, that definitely this takes place on Christmas Day, and the viewing will happen at 10 a.m. and at 6 p.m. on Christmas Day, so that you can look out right here on Tobago Updates Television. Definitely looking forward to the premiere of this video, and certainly gives you an opportunity for very much learning, information, and education, courtesy the Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network. And certainly we want to thank our founder and chairman here this morning, Dr. Andre Phillips, for joining us on set. So remember, folks, on Christmas Day to tune in at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Those will be the two times that we'll be showing on Christmas Day, the major premiere of this video. So thank you so much again for joining us here on set this morning. And viewers, we want to particularly say thank you to each and every one of you for continuing to choose the Tobago Updates morning show and Tobago Updates television. Those of you connecting with us are far and wide. We want to say thank you so much. And even those new viewers that are connecting with us out there, those from Ghana I'm seeing in the connection, we want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing the Tobago Updates morning show as your choice for staying connected with what's happening here in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, the region, and the world at large. At this point, viewers, we're preparing to head on over to Tobago Notes, followed by GMT. So we are saying bye for now from the Tobago Updates morning show, but stay tuned as we head on over to Tobago Notes, followed by GMT. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.